Friday morning, the day of our trip to the zoo, I bounded out of bed as soon as the alarm rang. We had to get to school early and take a train to the zoo. Miss Shayla made us all choose buddies. Darn it, Issa was standing right next to Eddie and got to be partners with him. So I grabbed Lizzy's hand and pulled her near Eddie and Issa. Eddie smiled at me and I blushed. On the train, we tried to balance while singing Surfin' Safari every time our train stopped. David tried to surf on one foot, but he fell. Then he rolled and ended up with his legs on someone's lap. Lizzy looked at me because she knew I would start laughing. Whenever I see someone fall, I can't help laughing. I try to wait to make sure they're not hurt, but sometimes I laugh first. Luckily, most of the other kids were laughing too, though not as hard as me. Finally, we got to the zoo. A man with a uniform greeted us at the entrance.
"I'm Ranger Willie,"
he said, smiling. He led us to the polar bears.
"Everyone be good today because these polar bears get very hungry."
I remembered what Matt said about kids who misbehaved being fed to the bears, and I looked at Miss Shayla. Did she try to hide a smile again? Ranger Willie told us more about the polar bears.
"Polar bears need about 10 to 20 pounds of food per day,"
said the ranger.
"In the wild, they eat mostly seal meat, but here in the zoo, we feed them fish. These polar bears come from Alaska. Their names are Frozey, that's the huge female over there, and Frozey, that's the even huger male one over there."
The polar bears were playing in their pool, jumping off the ice and swimming back and forth. Their black noses stuck out of the water, and their legs went flat behind them when they swam. Then somehow they would jump out and show their giant claws. When they walked, their shoulders looked powerful. How could animals that big be so playful?